Good morning, my dear thinkers. In daily reflection today, we are going to discuss something about intellectual cards. Tragedy lies with most of the thinkers and philosophers in the world that they are often slaves of the impracticable theories of their predecessors. They remain swinging around to some limited concepts based on different geographic, spatial, temporal, and socio-political environments. In their struggle for new knowledge, they keep on building conceptual and theoretical pillars on the traditional foundation. To add to injury is that they circumfuse themselves in their typical disciplines in conventional ways. In reality, they have been trained academically in the same fashion. Myth is shown to them as reality, while truth is taught as myth. Social scientists thus stay entangled in a small circle. So is the case with development thinkers. Political scientists rarely think of honoring the wisdom of social and economic historians. What to say of anthropologists and psychologists? We are scary of coming out of our restricted boundaries as our typical grooming does not allow us to be bold. We are trained of learning dwindling theories, not of raising challenging questions. Is not it a new version of slavery in the very intellectual sense? There is no denying the fact that a new diplomatic stage has been arranged in the world of economics and politics. Political affiliations across the world are changing the momentum of economies. Voters are thinking differently to that of the past. The psychic nature of state organs has entirely been reshaped with the drastic modification in the nature and size of techniques and technologies. Production technologies and marketing techniques are going to be innovative with ICT-based business models. Unidimensional indicators of economic development have been replaced with multidimensional attributes. The so-called best practices are no more best for emerging economies. The conventional and workable micro-macro models are not reaping true benefits for countries as was the case in 80s and 90s. This socio-techno transformation calls for out-of-box thinking on the part of philosophers in all academic disciplines. Time has come for them to play their intellectual cards as the conventional wisdom has failed to deliver sustainable solutions of all of our dilemmas. Some nations are trying to play their wrong trump cards in social, economic, and political fronts for handling self-created problems. But very unfortunately, this trick is shaking the sanctity of capitalism on the one hand and democracy on the other hand. The repercussion would go down worldwide, particularly in the Muslim world. Some sober thinkers have realized for the first time in the history of post-world wars that the hidden trump card of rivals should not be allowed to play. Responsibility thus lies on the community of philosophers to come out of their narrow holes of thinking for designing a sustainable human system that could save democracies and nations from Third World War. They need to get rid of their traditional ideas which have lost their workability. They need to integrate among each other for developing some holistic strategies for securing the deteriorating nations. Academic scholars and policymakers may say goodbye to the conventional wisdom forever. Let us encourage the budding thinkers around us to use our intellectual cards by employing the unique kind of wisdom nature has granted us. Goodbye.